Ever heard of getting like a $5,000 check just for paying your taxes?
Sounds too good to be true, right?
Yeah, it does. And when I first heard this whole thing about DOGE stimulus checks,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, what is going
The
on?
rumor mill is buzzing. It's
Yes.
crazy.
So today we are going to do a deep dive into this whole DOGE thing and try to sort out.
Separate fact from fiction.
Exactly.
See what's really going on.
So for anyone who's like, wait, DOGE, what is that again?
Yeah, so DOGE stands for the Department of Government Efficiency.
And if you're hearing that and thinking Elon Musk,
Yeah, wrong.
you're on the right track.
He was actually the head of DOGE during the Trump administration.
Okay, so that's interesting in itself. But what was DOGE? What was their whole goal?
So their goal was pretty ambitious. They wanted to slash federal spending, cut through all that red tape.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, exactly. And like modernize government technology, really, make things more efficient.
Like a 21st century government.
Yeah.
So how do we go from that to this whole idea of $5,000 checks?
Right. So this is where the rumor mill really starts to spin. Apparently, former President Trump, he mentioned this whole thing at a summit in Miami, and he gave credit to an investment CEO named James Fishback
Okay.
for the idea. And the basic idea is that some of the money that DOGE supposedly saved
Right.
could be sent back to taxpayers.
Okay, but here's the thing I keep seeing everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
that there's nothing official about this.
Absolutely nothing.
Congress hasn't even looked at it.
Nope.
And DOGE themselves, they haven't said a word to confirm this,
It's literally just an idea floating around right now.
which is kind of scary because,
Yeah.
I was reading this report in USA Today about the DOGE website,
Oh, yeah.
and they found all these errors, like tons of them, including this one that was like an $8 billion miscalculation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was like, that's not exactly a rounding error.
No, not at all.
Like, that's a huge amount of money.
And it makes you wonder, like, if they're off by that much on their website, what else might they be miscalculating?
Exactly. And does that mean there isn't actually all this extra money sitting around?
It definitely throws a wrench into that whole idea.
Okay, so let's say just for a second that this DOGE money does exist.
Mm-hmm.
How would this plan even work?
Well, Fishback's proposal is pretty specific. It wouldn't be a check for everybody.
No.
It would be targeted at tax-paying households above a certain income level.
And not everyone would get it.
Right. His logic is that this group is more likely to save the money rather than spend it right away.
Okay, so less of a boost to the economy and more about preventing inflation.
Exactly. Remember those $1,400 stimulus checks back in 2021?
Boy, yeah.
Those were great for a lot of people, but they did contribute to inflation. Fishback's argument is that his plan would avoid that.
That actually reminds me, some people listening right now might still be eligible for that 2021 money.
Oh, yeah, through the recovery rebate credit.
Exactly.
If you haven't filed your 2021 taxes yet, you still have until April 15th.
File those taxes, people.
Yeah.
Get your money.
And, this whole thing really highlights a crucial point. Actual stimulus requires the IRS to actually do something. Laws have to be passed. It has to be official. This DOGE check idea is just talk right now.
Right.
It's just an idea.
And then, there's this detail in one of the articles that I was reading, and it mentioned checks in 2025. And I thought, wait, are we talking about checks this year, or is that a typo?
Yeah, that does seem a little odd, especially since 2025 is, well, right around the corner.
Yeah.
It probably is just a typo, but, it just goes to show how quickly misinformation can spread.
Especially with stuff like money.
Right. Even when it seems, official on a government website, you can't always believe what you see.
Okay, so just to kind of sum this all up for our listeners,
Right.
the DOGE $5,000 check, it's purely speculation.
At this point.
It's not real.
Yeah.
And it would take an act of Congress to make it happen.
Right. And realistically, that's not likely to happen anytime soon.
Yeah. So don't go spending that money just yet.
Exactly. But if you're one of those people out there who's kicking themselves for missing out on the 2021 stimulus,
Right.
don't despair, get those 2021 taxes filed. You might still be in luck.
Yes, absolutely. Take advantage of that. And, this whole episode, it really makes you think about how quickly rumors can spread, especially in the age of the internet. Like, how do you make sure that you're getting good information?
Right. How do you know what to believe?
Definitely something to think about.
Absolutely.
And, if this whole DOGE thing has you curious,
Yeah.
I would say keep an eye on what they're doing, because government efficiency is a really important topic. And, who knows what the future holds.
Right. It might be worth your while to follow along with DOGE's activities.
Just don't go on a spending spree based on a rumor.
Exactly.
Solid advice.
I try.
And with that, we'll wrap up this deep dive.
Stay curious, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for listening.